What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you all 3 different ways on how to shade in Procreate. So this image that I have at the top left corner of the screen is a rose that I created in Procreate um, that I've drawn and shaded already. So we're going to use that as a reference image. And the 3 shading techniques that we're going to talk about today is the soft airbrush, the stipple effect, which kind of gives that whip shading look, and then we're going to do a color fill with kind of just a soft brush eraser. So let's just go ahead and get into the first one. So the first thing you want to do is create a new layer, and you want to get your outline. So this is my rose outline that we're going to be working with today. So you want to make this a reference. So click the layer, go down and click reference. From there, you want to create another layer. Up top, you want to click the selection tool, and then you want to click the area of the drawing that you want to shade. So for example, I'm going to choose this petal right here. I'm going to click inside, I'm going to click the outline, and that blue area will be the area that I'm going to work with right now. So from there, you want to go up to your brush library, scroll all the way down to airbrush, and then you can use whatever brush you prefer. I typically use the soft airbrush. Sometimes I do use soft blend and soft brush, but it's totally up to you. Now, on the left side, this is where you can adjust the size of your brush as well as the opacity. So I'm just going to come in here and then I'm going to come behind it. I'm going to bring my opacity down even more. I'm going to make my brush a little bigger. Just to kind of add a lighter shade. And then I'm going to click this tool up at the top right, which is your blend tool. So click that. I also use the airbrush, soft airbrush for that one. And then you just want to come in here and blend those 2 shades together. And what this tool does is just give you a smoother look, a smoother blend. From there, this is typically how I do my shades. Sometimes if I think I did it a little too light, I will double up the layer like that. And I can adjust that right here with the opacity of this layer. So I'm going to show that one more time. So we're going to come in right here on this edge. And then I'm going to come behind it. And then I'm going to hit my blend tool. And see, this one has kind of more of the effect I'm going for. I went a little darker on the initial shade, which is kind of how I like it, as you can tell in this one. This one was a little on the lighter side. Normally I'd come in here and clean this up with the eraser airbrush and get it to kind of where I want it. So that is step number 1, or that is technique number 1 that you can use to shade in Procreate. For step 2, I'm going to show you more of that whip shading effect. Okay, now for step 2. you want to go to your brush library and you want to go down to charcoals, and you want to either use 2B compressed or 4B compressed. I usually use 4B. This brush gives you that kind of whip shading, also kind of a stipple shading effect. So if you like that kind of tattooing, this would be the shading for you. So we want to do the same thing, come in with the selection tool, click your area, come back in with the brush, adjust your size and opacity, and then you see how it kind of gives that stipple effect. So that is what it looks like when you use this technique. And I'm going to go in there and show you again. And ultimately, that is the look it will give you. Okay, now for the third technique. This is basically just a color fill, but depending on what objects you're shading, this could be an easier technique than the previous two. So like steps 1 and 2, you want to go in and select your layer, and instead of going to your brush library, you're just going to pull the color from the color wheel at the top and slide it over into that petal. From there, you want to click your eraser tool at the top and then make sure it's on airbrush. Again, you can choose any one of these options. I use soft airbrush the most. And then you want to come in and just basically fade the color away. This is actually one of my favorite techniques when I'm making brushes in Procreate and I'm shading, because like I said, it could be a lot faster. Well, those were 3 different techniques you can use to shade brushes in Procreate. Hopefully one of those techniques can help you out in the future. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.